It's an important thing to know. I discovered at one point that I would be more comfortable if people knew, without my having to make a point of it, that I was Jewish, because in the Navy, I guess there really weren't too many Jewish girls. There weren't many girls at all. And I had had the experience of having to catch my breath sometimes when somebody would make a casual remark, like, you know, that Jew who lives across the road from me. And it was too embarrassing to have an experience where someone had said something, an otherwise nice person, I thought, who had some feeling about Jews. I never forgot when finally I gripped my teeth and I decided that maybe I had better, while I was in uniform, make sure that people knew I was Jewish. I didn't want them to make remarks that might not really be what they were like. They were simply repeating what they knew. So I would try to tell people that I was Jewish in some way without being too aggressive about it, because I didn't want to do that either. That would only provide them with more information that would give no good feeling. I do remember one person, a mother. I had gone to a class meeting of children, and there were a couple of parents in that room whom I didn't find attractive either. They were aggressive and too talkative. And as we crossed the street, she said, "I thank goodness that you're part of the group. You can keep us from those people." And as she crossed the street, my heart sank. And I thought, oh my God, I'm one of those people. And it's important that she know that not all Jewish people are people who she wouldn't like. I didn't like them either. They were just aggressive people. And so I think with her...
You didn't like them either. Are you saying you didn't like Jewish people either?
Say that again?
You said you didn't like them either.
No, that's right.
I didn't like Jewish people?
No, I didn't like them either. They just weren't nice people. But they weren't that way because they were Jewish. They were just ignorant. And so I made up my mind that I would have to, some way, without being too aggressive about it, let people know that I was Jewish. And I don't think it was a problem most of the time. I think once, one of the people who had offended me, I think I spoke to somebody who was not Jewish, whom I liked. And I said, you know, I'm having a problem. I really didn't like it when so-and-so said something about something that someone was Jewish. And this woman, who was also not Jewish, said, yeah, she said it wasn't right, but why should you care? And I said, because I'm one of those people. And she said, oh. And I realized that there was no question that there were still people around who had no idea that Jewish people could be very much like anybody else. That was simply a religion. Anyway, so I didn't have too much trouble after that. But every once in a while, something would come up where I had to announce that I was Jewish. And I always did, and nothing bad happened. But for a time, it was very confusing to me. I didn't want to be, you know, someone who was pushing forward to announce that I wasn't Jewish, because that would be exactly the wrong thing to do. But it did happen from time to time. That's about all I can tell you about that. But it was very important at the time.
Well, especially during World War II, right?
Well, I guess, I'm not sure.
And what did the
Is it
war...
any different today?
Yeah, I think it's somewhat different today, but I think at that time with...
Well, I don't pay any attention anymore. I mean, it doesn't mean anything to me.
So how was it being Jewish in America and working in the Navy for the war?
Maybe. I don't know. You know, it's so far in the past, but I remember that it was very trying to me at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought I had a responsibility. So that's my story.